your setup. Nigga ask me how I'm doing this year. I'm better, I'm better, I'm better. Crisis, prices, don't tell us. T4, blood, check levels. Nigga ask me how I'm doing this year. I'm better, I'm better, I'm better. Wu-Tang Clan, how my angels get up. Life on life, tell me how you're set up. Nigga ask me how I'm doing this year. I'm better, I'm better, I'm better. Crisis, prices, don't tell us. T4, blood, check levels. Nigga ask me how I'm doing this year. I'm better, I'm better, I'm better, I'm better.
I'm a little bitch, ain't done little bitch. One little bitch, ain't nothing like me. Open your eyes for a second, I'm the high-end legend on the guidance that you need. Rolling on sevens on a regular, now I don't think you're ready for the revolution that I bring. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot, found a youth out.
Hold up.
I'm a little bitch, ain't done little bitch. One little bitch, ain't nothing like me. Open your eyes for a second, I'm the high-end legend on the guidance that you need. Rolling on sevens on a regular, now I don't think you're ready for the revolution that I bring. 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot, 4 shot, found a youth out like the
Wu-Tang Clan, how my angels get up. Life on life, tell me how you're set up. Nigga ask me how I'm doing this year. I'm better, I'm better, I'm better. Crisis, prices, don't tell us. T4, blood, check levels. Nigga ask me how I'm doing this year. I'm better, I'm better, I'm better, I'm better.
Images, iris, limitless, priceless. Sunlight energy shining. Aisha, silence. The brightness, skyless. Images, iris, limitless, priceless. Sunlight energy shining. Aisha, silence. The brightness, skyless. I've been holding you forever. I've been making it out better. I don't know if you're nonsense, but I hold you back when you hold me back.
Yo, what's up, chat?
That it's better. And I feel
Sheesh. I'm super chat. I'm 23 years old. Sheesh. Unky, man, unky. Bro, I got 2 more years left until I start pushing 30, man. Fuck me. Is the back pain kicking in? Oh no, bro, my back's still good, bro. I'm chilling. Yeah, getting a bit old, though. Getting a bit old. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the future years, but got a few things I want to yap about, man. Been enjoying doing some stuff. I don't know, man. Not really much to talk about. I had a pretty good year, bro. First half, I was like, ooh. Second half, especially when I started deving, sheesh, it's been fire, bro. I fucking love it. Nah, but I mean, like, you know, I want to do a little birthday stream, but I also wanted to yap. So the update isn't out yet. Arc is doing a system, changing up momentum and shit behind the scenes, which is pretty cool. Yeah, low-key needs extra polish, I'm not gonna lie, and even then it might be buggy, but yeah, honestly, I would just me personally, I say we just push the update Friday, get back to schedule. You know what I mean? It's already like Wednesday for the EUs. Yeah, I mean, get back to doing the little Fridays. Birthday specs. Y'all gotta earn y'all specs, man. We not getting back to schedule. One day we will. Especially now, because, like, you know, like, people have school and then, you know, they come back off. That'd be nice. Anyway, what I actually want to discuss here, I actually wanted to yap a little bit about my idea for, I want to do a little public test. Public, not really public, more just like whoever pulls up to the stream. Thanks for 279. Yo, buff Doom Skulls. Hey, bro, Doom Skulls, them shits are gonna be pretty damn rare. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Do you see my suggestion DMs? No, I didn't. You can just say it here though. Yeah, lucky missing the old yaps. Sometimes I miss them too. It's a bit different when you can. It's different when you can, like, what's it called? It's different when you can make the shits you're yapping about, you know? I don't know how I feel about that. Sometimes it's like, damn, kind of miss the, sometimes you miss the little yaps, the yap sessions. Deboken really dying. I think Deboken's just at another low point, bro. I'm gonna keep it a bean. Yo, this low point kind of hits a little bit harder. Dying though, I don't know about dying. That's a bit much. A game dying, bro. I remember when people thought Rogue Lineage was gonna die, and then Rogue Lineage just didn't die. But obviously, though, you know, it's not a favorable state to be in. Happy birthday, twin. Appreciate it. Like I said, for those pulling up, turned 23 today, man. Turned 23. My birthday was last week. Could you wish me a birthday? Happy birthday, bro. Anywho, oh man, don't tell me. Hold on. Hold on, chat. Hold on, chat. Don't tell me. No. I might have to do some real quick, chat. In the stew, I might have to do some. Thanks for the 10. Happy birthday. Appreciate that. I hope you do something fun. Today I'm just gonna meet up with the homie, but my birthday shits is gonna be going to fucking San Jose, man. How you feel? I feel pretty damn good. Can't lie. Like I said, 2020 or 22 when I was 22, bro. Like I said, first half, it was okay. Second half, whew, what an upgrade, man. What an upgrade. Yeah. Damn. Hold on. Maybe I made a typo. Oh, here we go. Let's go. So this is what I want to discuss. Just yap about. And this is what some of you guys are going to help me test and see if it's fun. Oh, man, it didn't load. Alright, chat, hold on. Let me set up straight. Hold on, chat. Hold on. Gotta fix them up real quick. So, new test servers? Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Give me a sec, chat. Fix Soulthorn. Soulthorn was fixed. Why is the game so laggy? Pairing doesn't work. I know there was like parry animation stuff where like you double tap F and it like some of the animation fucks up. I don't know what's up with that, but laggy, I haven't really heard much about that. New variants of bows, maybe one day. I haven't had any bow talents because there's only one bow. Get at least a few more and then maybe we'll see. I feel like bows I just feel like bow is just generally in a weird kind of spot. It's like this, like I don't know, gameplay wise, I feel like it's just gonna be a worse like dual gun. That's kind of what it is right now. Yo, thank you for the Ayo Pizza here membership, man, dude. I appreciate that shit ton, dude. It's been a minute since I've seen anybody pull up with that shit. Okay. Fix the guild-based dummies. Bro, I don't know why those shits were so annoying to fix up, bro. Oh my god. How old are you? I'm 23. PP luminant test? We can't. It's not out. Otherwise I would. Yeah. Can you buff Curse Sieger? Curse Sieger does not need a buff. Real talk. You're not on a private server, bro. It's almost been a week since the midweek fixes. Are the devs on dog years? Kai Twin Blade gonna be a obtainable weapon? Maybe. I have no clue. Yeah, like I said, I'd prefer if we could go back to Friday updates. Just because, like, Friday, the weekend, it's kind of nice. Game Buffer Guy and Gladius. This week I'm doing weapon-specific talents, like innate weapon talents. Let's see if this works. Please don't bug. Alright, here we go. Hold on. Close studio. Alright, that's what I'm talking about. So soon, hopefully after this update, it depends when it pushes, we'll see. But I really want, let me make sure this closes completely. Really want some people to fight and do a war mode, a 50-player war mode in this new map to see how it ends up. Yo, can this thing close, man? There we go. Okay. So this is what I want. This is like the PvP luminant I was yapping about. It's the old Conquest map. And I thought it'd be really cool if we can get, like, you know, a bunch of people, like some of you guys, to come fight here and do a war mode in this area. There's no flags. You can see some of the old Conquest stuff is still up. Yeah, only thing is that this map was kind of built for... It was built for Conquest, but I still think it'd be interesting to see how people fight in it. So, we'll see, man. It definitely looks different, and the reason is because, like, I think this is supposed to be Central Luminant in a way. Like, the map is based in Central Luminant, kind of like how, like, Battle Royale is Western. I kind of like that. It's kind of cold. Can me and Wither all join? If you guys can get in. Sure. Anything I need to get people who are... My biggest thing is getting, like, two things. A, I actually want, like, groups of people to join in. We can get solo players too, but you know, obviously if you're going into like a 50-player luminant, right, and there's a PvP going on, if you're solo, I mean, obviously it's gonna be, unless you're a demon, you never know, you could be a boss raid demon, but it might be hard to win the war mode, you feel me, when there's that many people. But you never know, you could just be picking off the freshies and be like agile with it. But yeah, so my idea was like, you would just, there's like, you know, different spawns, you join in, and I think it'd be like, you'd have what's it called, you'd have a repeating kind of like loop of PvP content just going on, right? So every 30 minutes like something's happening, right? So it's like, you know, war mode for 20 minutes, then you have glads, maybe another PvP game mode in here could exist, but for now I'm just thinking war mode as a base and also like glads on top. The problem with something like glads and something like regular Deepwoken Luminance, which a lot of people have brought up to, they're like, well, what about people fighting in regular Luminance? And you can still do that. I think the biggest issue though, there was two things I noticed, right? First off, look how people responded when Voidheart got taken away. A lot of people who were PvP based players were like, what? Why'd they remove Voidheart? That's where you found all the ganks. Dude, what? That's the easiest way to find ganks. Then it got removed. And yeah, I understand that, you know, you can fight at Aerodome. Nobody really fights at Prima. I'm not gonna lie, the terrain, people don't want to fight there, real talk. But a lot of people don't fight really at, like, you know, there's like two spots, right? But for the most part, a lot of times when you're looking around, you see people progging and you see PvE players, and then, you know, it's not fun to fight them. And so hopefully, right, when you go to an area that's just full of like big servers of just PvP going on, it's going to be a lot more enjoyable and a lot more engaging. And it's still overworld, right? Because you can choose to go into, it's not like a dungeon, it's not an instance. it would be like a mini luminant, right? Where you could see the server list, right? Like, yo, I'm in PvP luminant, join me. I'm in horrific Scarlet God. I'm getting ganked by like 20 niggas. I don't know. You see what I mean, right? It's like that. I think would be one thing. But for the second thing is that, like, if you were to try and do like a Glads type game mode, what's it called? I think the biggest thing is you can't really do like PvP game modes in Overworld that much. Bro, half the server's progging. You know what I mean, right? It's like you can't really, you know, you're not gonna have that many people show up for like those PvP game modes. A lot of people aren't just gonna be really participating. That's my biggest thing. Thanks for the 5, Denver. This is the only real preview of Conquest in 3 years. No, we kind of went over, we went back then over, like, what Conquest actually was, and that was, like, basically everything. Essentially, you scrapping it for parts. I think the biggest thing about the Conquest game mode, that, this map especially, first off, if Conquest was a 5v5 game mode, bro, look how fucking big this map is. For 10 players total. You can see why there was a new map. This is not it, by the way. There's more over here, by the way. Like, there's like this big ass map. Look, there's like parts over there, and then there's also parts behind that wall for a 10-player game mode. You see what I mean, right? It's like this big ass map. Feels like it's you know, a bit too big for like, well, you're gonna have like one fight, like a 1v1 here, and then like a 1v1 all the way over here. You get what I mean? Like, this is why I think it's like, yo, this is like the perfect 50-player sort of map. It's like actually a big like, this is the size, this is like a perfect, there's so many like different islands and shit. This is like a mini luminant. PvP luminant. Just make it a war event? No, I don't think it should be a war event either. Like I said, the biggest thing for me is just that, like, if you're going into a PvP game mode and half the server's progging, the other 20% is fucking role playing. You're not, you see what I mean, right? You're gonna have to, like, there's a reason why all these like these PvP competitive guilds, a lot of the time, they're hosting their own events. They're not even ganking like that. It's like, there's not really, you see, I mean, it's hard for the people who are more into PvP, but not like super competitive, to engage in that sort of content repeatedly, without it at least being super annoying. So, yeah. My only real issue with something like this, obviously, is just that, like, when you have stuff like a big player list, you're going to have, obviously, issues of people flooding. But hopefully, like, war mode itself can just encourage people to not flood as much, because, like, if you have 10 players, for example, right, and you grip somebody, you only get, like, 10 points, right? Or, like, 6, you know, it's not 6. It's, like, divided by 6 or whatever. It's, like, 20 points, 25, whatever it is, right? You get way less points. If, like, one random Joe Reapers to the guy you knocked, they get 100 points. Now that group of 10 needs, like, 5 or 6 grips to catch up. Is my mic bugging, chat? Hold on, let me fix it. Alright, can you guys hear me now? A little bit better? You guys can? Okay, good. Can you put this in dev place? This is the tester server. You can join right now if you want to. And so anyway, as I was saying, right? Yeah, so biggest thing about war mode and even Glads, hopefully it's designed in a way where even if you join a 50-player server with you and like 2 of your homies, you guys can still win the event, right? Like I said, just try and make flooding discouraged as much as possible. Even if you do end up getting gripped, right? Join back to war mode, get like 2 grips, and you're getting so much more value compared to like the guys who flooded with like 10, 15. They're getting so little points. That'd be the hope, at least, right? And so when you have like this big ass war mode, right? If you win that, big ass rewards, or even like Glads. I feel like Glads is also very easy to like kind of, you know, like if you have a good player, right, and it's like, you know, you and your bro, right, it's like a 2v10, bro, make it to where like you knock somebody, get like a full health pack, you run the gauntlet, you beat like the 10 guild, like, you know what I'm saying, you literally 2v10 in like Glads, like a 2v2 I think that'd be sick. Like shit like that would be sick. We're in deep right now. It's like you kind of see a lot of people having a lot of distaste for the fact that PvP content, obviously balance wise, isn't the best. But it's like a lot of times, you know, it is a numbers game for a lot of people, and it's just like, oh, like they had more people. That wasn't very enjoyable, right? And there's not a lot of real opportunities to showcase, like in a real, like in a more proper setting. Yo, we would actually fucking floor you guys if we had like a more, you know what I'm saying, right? Like a actual setting to have people flourish in. And I've seen it before. Like I've seen, for example, like obviously, you know, there's probably more examples out there, but like Six Luke's, for example, bro solos war. He goes against these like people who gank consistently, right? Like they do war modes, and he can solo the war mode, and I think that's cool. And he gets like this big ass chest with like fucking hella relics, because he soloed the war mode. Like it's a hella active war mode, and he was able to solo it. Like I think shit like that should be possible, and it's like I think when you have like those sort of PvP game modes, that's like, yeah, you can flood, and there is an advantage in that, but like, you know, it's not as efficient as like a good 4-man squad. I think that's way better. Same thing with like Glads, and hopefully 5v5 Guild Wars, but we'll see. That's another thing. But yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. We'll see if we can get a test running today for the war mode here. Idea being that like hopefully we're just gonna get like a bunch of people. You guys can fight wherever you want. We'll see what happens. I need to fix up the spawns, but yeah. Why can't this game mode be dropped? What do you mean? Why can't this game mode be dropped, brother? This is part of the plan. I'm telling you what's happening. You guys are gonna be doing this today if the update gets pushed. Today, literally, like yes, you guys. 50 of you guys in here fighting in war mode. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. It's not like a yap where it's like, oh, this would be cool. No, this is what, like, no, I'm showing you for a reason. And it's not like, you know what I mean? It's not like oh, well, this, you know, maybe in like 3 months. No, like, you guys will be testing this today. Will it release today? Fuck no. I think some really cool ideas that like Ark was talking about was like there would be like, for example, like you have a motherfucker up here, right? Then you have like an NPC who's chilling up here. Got the little pride amount. Actually, no, let me do another one. Oh, that one's lame. Let's do resting, right? You have a motherfucker up here. Got an NPC, right? You can also have like PvP based quests. And it's like you never see that in Deep. Hell, we don't even see that much regular quests. But it's like you talk to the motherfucker, he's like, yo, I fucking hate Silent Hearts. Can you kill 5 Silent Hearts for me, bro? Bam! Unique quest, and it's like, you know, you get a little something from it. I'm just throwing out an example, bro. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be the craziest. I'm just giving y'all a few examples, right? You know, y'all could probably be more creative, right? But it's like, yeah, it's like, you know, you rarely see shit like that in Overworld to begin with, and there's kind of a reason. It's like you don't want it. Like a lot of people don't like when it's just like, oh, like I'm on my freshie and I get grips. Okay, great. But yeah, we'll see what people think about this. If it's not fun to fight on this map, then it might, you know, it's probably gonna take longer. But my biggest thing for this, at least, is like I wouldn't want this to release too soon. I'd actually want to flesh it out. But it depends. If people are like, yo, like the 50-player war mode was so fun, Agamatsu, can you please? My big thing, this needs also like 2 things: loot, and also just like I said, it needs to be fleshed out with not just war mode. Like one more thing with war mode that can rotate. It's like war mode Glad, or maybe it's like a war mode heavy server, and then you have like Glad heavy servers, whatever, right? Yeah, that's my big thing. There's 0 PvE content, bro. We just got Titus, and we're getting Ceramide Hollow. And you know, I know a lot of people. You know, you could argue that like, you know, new oath or new weapon is PvP content, but you know what we don't have? We've never gotten a new PvP setting. That's what I think also has been missing from Deep. You know, not just like new bosses. Yeah, new bosses are always gonna be nice, bro. But in the past year, what have we gotten? We have gotten Titus, Parasol, Enmity, and World Serpent, right? 4 PvE bosses. Now, are they the greatest? You know, a lot of people don't rock with Parasol and rock with World Serpent. Okay, but bro, you know what like has been like a staple of Deep. What do you do when you make a build? Fight the bosses, you know, okay, that's cool. Then Chime, gank. And it's like, let's expand on those other 2. It's been like Chime since what? Fucking February 2022, right? I don't know, that's what I'm thinking. And like I said, the biggest bonus I think is the fact that it won't be instanced, right? You will be able to just to join it, like you can go to the luminant, you can join in a current war mode or just join in like a glads that's about to begin. I don't know, I think that's nice. I think that's the nicest thing about it. And so yeah, that's what I think. It looks unique. Yeah, I think like I said, this is supposed to be a central luminant. Honestly, I really do like the idea of also just like I really like this like little like, you know, like a little city setting. The only thing is like you see these towns and like I feel like it's a bit odd that you don't see like NPCs walking throughout them. Hey, but real talk, bro. Let's keep it a bean. If there was NPCs walking through this bitch, I'd be at 800 ping or some shit like that. Hey, real talk, bro. Y'all know how it is, man. Y'all know how it is, bro. If we had NPCs walking in this bitch, bro. Oh. But it'd be cold. Don't get it twisted. I think it'd be cold. Wish we could. Thanks for the 5. Happy birthday. Appreciate that, man. And so, yeah, we'll see. I don't know if there will be any like PvE in this area. You never know. There could be something interesting with that. But I think, like I said, a majority of this would be PvP, and hopefully this would drop with a big PvE content drop. Obviously, because if you were to drop this alone, right? You know, to begin with, not a lot of people. There's a good few amount of people who don't really like PvP like that. But B, it's like, you know, you'd want there to be like a big drop, and you know, you get stuff from the like PvE side, even PvP side to extent. But you get the new content, and then you can hop in the PvP luminant or in Chime or gank in Overlord, etc. Right? You have like those options. I think that it's nice when you expand those options a little bit more. And so yeah, we'll see what happens with the chat, but if we can get to it today, we'll run it up. We'll see what else. I don't know if there's any other type of game modes that could be run here. People can probably come up with ideas. I do think, like, you know, somebody said 25v25. I don't know. That sounds a little shaky. Would you guys ever make a 50-player depth server? How do I join? I can tell you, Zig. Alright, anywho, smaller map for team deathmatch would be tough. Yeah, that's another thing I was starting to work on a little bit. I still need to see what the map for that would be. I really also want there to be, now this would be instanced, it wouldn't be like the PvP. I mean, you never know, could be in it, but I really want there to be a Guild Wars 5v5 mode as well, where it's like you and your guild versus another 5 or 6 players in a guild, and you can like ban a bell, you can ban an oath, and then yeah, you guys can duke it out. It's really that simple, right? I think also just like a clear like simple 5v5 mode like that would be fun. Stop adding instance content, bro. I'm literally showing you essentially what could be big ass overload shits, bro. Just rework them chime glads, man. That shit is chopped. That is chopped, boy. No banning shit? No, let there be like a ban. I think that makes it also like more interesting too. Each team gets a ban, and so it's like, if you know there's something you really, really dislike as a team, like let's just say you guys hate Alchemist, you ban Alchemist, right? Now, it would be like, the order would be like, you join in, you get your bans, then you pick your build, right? And so like the idea could be, when you pick your build, it's like, it will let you know, hey, like, this oath has been banned, right? Or this spell's been banned, and you have it on the slot. You can't use it here. You can still use the slot, it's just that like, you just wouldn't be able to use it. And we'll see what happens with that. Could also be like random queue, right? Like you're a solo player and you just want to like fucking random queue with 4 other people. Sure. I think that was something we were talking about doing for Conquest way back too. It was like you have random queue. Obviously though, random queuing, probably you're not gonna get the best teammates, but I think it'd be fun. You probably see a few funny videos. I random queued with 4 600 elo players as a God Seeker. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, chat. There'd probably be a lot of people who would random queue just because like they don't have like, you know, they just want to hop in and play a 5v5 mode. Or maybe they want to tilt at their teammates, say they carry their teammates. I think there's a lot of possibility for that. At least it was one thing I peeped from the polls that people said that they wanted, like a team-based game mode. So we'll see. Let's see what happens with it. I feel like the issue is in content for guilds, do. No, I think it definitely is that too. Let's not cap. Oh shit! Hold on, my homie calling. Hold on, give me a sec. Hey, what up, bro? What you up to? Shit, bro. I'm doing a little stream right now, bro. Doing a little birthday stream. I appreciate that, man. How you been? Where? Wait, when? I bet. Let me know, man. Let me know the date. I bet. Now, only from like the 4th to the 7th, I'm gonna be gone. Besides that, I'm in Seattle like pretty much rest this year. Shit, man. You know how it is, bro. It's nice. I'll tell you more after I do the stream though. I bet. I'll catch you later, man. And that's my boy Ernest, man. Shout out my boy Ernest. But yeah, so we'll see what happens with it. Anything else we have to say? Only other concerns I really have is like with bigger servers, you're gonna have like less server choice. So like if you have a big server and like you're Australian, that might be tough to find like an Australian 50-player server. That could be something that's annoying. Also, like there might not even be fucking 50 Australian players right now, bro, in PvP. But I don't know. I would just like, I don't want that to be a reason why. Oh, well, we can't do this because the Australians. It's like, it's big. It's a big map, bro. I'm telling you, like 50 players fighting here, like spread out. It's like a constant, like everywhere you go, it should be like boxing. I don't know. I think that'd be nice. Well, hybrid matches, I could probably make some. I could probably make some hybrid matches. We'll see. I'm kind of focused right now on making some new talents because we never got talents like that, bro. Like I said, this week, weapon talents. Was the map under development for 3 years? No, it wasn't under development. Well, okay, you mean like it was like already made, right? It didn't take 3 years to make the map. It was like, it was made like, I don't know, probably 2 years ago or something. I don't know how long ago it was made. Probably like 2 years ago, and then like it was just... Originally, it was scrapped because it was too big, and then we have another Conquest map. A much smaller one for the actual Conquest mode. I always thought this map was sick. And so I want to see it used. So we'll see what happens, man. But yeah, like I said, be on the lookout today for that to be pushed. There's also going to be hopefully some stuff that makes ganking not as bad. It's going to be a little tough though. Give us a tour of the whole thing. I'd say let's just wait and we can do that once people start fighting. I want to see like where people are fighting. We can just like spectate everybody, or we can just join in and fight ourselves too. I think that'd be fun. But yeah, we'll see what happens with this though. So yeah, just a little yap about some of the things I was taking a look at and interested in doing. At least what I personally want to see worked on. Besides that though, you know, I mean, you know the deal. CR3 Hollow, Holotide, etc. PvE. That shit's always gonna be working on. Don't get it twisted. My PvE fans, okay? We're not abandoning PvE to only trust, okay? But yeah, no, I think that'd be nice. But yeah, we'll see what happens with it. I almost kind of want to start working on testing this genre right now. Loki Trackstar Heaven. Yeah, we have to. That's the thing. Like, keep in mind, this map was made a while ago, so it's like current day Trackstar methods could be like a demon, but We'll see how it plays out. Like I said, that's why we're doing the test as soon as we can, and we'll see if this map can even be used. I really want it to be used though, man. I really like how it looks. I'm just a big fan of like how the buildings look and shit like that, and like how other parts of the map look. So we'll see. Yeah, Loki does look like Dressrosa, huh? Yeah, I know. Project JoJo vibes, Loki, yeah, too. You know, I see what you mean. Any new mobs coming? Can you destroy new buildings? I don't know if you can. I don't think you can, but you might be able to. If you have high enough strength, you're probably able to. Live gondolas? What the hell's a gondola? The thing in Mob of the Dead, I have no clue what that is. What do you think about adding cap artist additive talent that makes you show a fake grip UI if you try to grip it like stuns you? Yeah, that sounds like it would be like a fun little troll talent. Depends on how long the stun lasts. If it's just like a short stun, I mean it's kind of pointless. If it's a long stun to confirm a combo, could be interesting. As long as it can still hit you on the ground. I think that's a big thing. Make it sort of like if they call your bluff, they just like fuck you up. It's those long boats in Italy. You talking about just like a boat that can float down or whatever? I don't know. I don't even know if that like where would the like an island that it ends at. Like the river doesn't like I don't know if the river just flows into the ocean. If it does, then maybe. I think it'd be kind of funny. A temp HP gem would be a cool addition to the game. I saw a popular suggestion that I was like, make like a temp HP gem, but it drains kind of quick. I mean, like the question is, would you ever use that over Bloodless? Probably not. And if you did, then it'd probably be busted. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking. I saw there was like an idea for a Wither gem. A Wither gem, like, could be done. Probably it wouldn't be hard to do. But Wither gem, I feel like that's I don't know. Wither on mantras. Get like a full Wither gem kit plus Umbrite plus like flame. Is Wither outside the flame thing? Is Wither even that good? People tell me it's okay or like. Happy birthday, thanks. Decent on Witherblade, nothing else. Wither, huh? Wither would have been crazy in that depths tourney when you think of it. Depths tourney? You talking about the what's it called? Like the 100 player ones and like 4-2 or whatever. Man, I feel like there's so many people, right? Depths champion. Oh, maybe, yeah, the Def's Champion one. Oh, that one. Maybe. Does Blood Run not give you blood poison on true ether bullets? It's supposed to. Or can maybe look into it. I'm tired as shit, man. I feel like there's like two things I thought of. I think it'd be cool if like Wither, you have like more things. I should probably start doing some stuff. It's like more things kind of tied inherently to Wither, kind of like the flame thing, for example. Like I think that's interesting, right? Because like you have like the base mechanic of Wither, but now it's like if you have something that gives you Wither, it's really like it synergizes really well because it gives you extra bonuses. Second thing, maybe even like a second form of Wither, like a true Wither where you have to like heal it off in order to actually start healing again. I feel like that would be very good. Like you have 15 true Wither, like you have to heal 15 health and then you start to heal. Which is honestly what you could argue what Wither should have been from the jump. But you could always say that for another idea. Maybe call it like Curse or something like that. Vision Shaper needs a change because it's genuinely not ran. I disagree. I think Vision Shaper is still really good if you're like in overworld and place on a clone, you pick somebody up, you spark swap with them. Not spark swap, but Vision Shaper swap. Unless that got like nerfed completely. But I saw people complaining about them. Like, damn, I used to do that. I did that shit a ton. I was just like, place down a clone, run away in one direction, swap, then run the other direction. Classic. Aga's encouraging cheese and bug abusing. It's not bug abuse, it's just like, it's just really good for running away. But yeah, just like I said, just because somebody doesn't use it does not mean it's weak. Biggest mistake you can make in debugging. Sometimes you'll see something and you're like, what the fuck? And you'll get cooked by it. Never underestimate what your opponent can do, man. Especially with Vision Shaper. Come on. What else you guys got? Blacksmith sound back? I don't even know. I couldn't find the sound, I'm not gonna lie. I looked and I was like, I don't know where the fuck the sound is. Vagabonds, bicorns, and investigators are pretty much unobtainable. Really, they're unobtainable. First, let me do this just in case. Perfect. Investigator hats, huh? Make multiple relics at once. What if I could, bro? I might be the mage who has to handle that one, you know what I mean? Nerf deep gems on weapon. Yo, chat, are we finally getting people to say nerf intelligence? Critical engine needs a nerf, man? Whoa. Intelligence finally winning, huh? Yeah, that's how you know you crafted something a little bit compy, bro. Nerf crit engine. Too much shit on intel? What? Guys, I added one intelligence talent. One intel talent. Mind you, the polls said in an insane ratio, by the way. Can we talk about that? Insane ratio. 11,000. And the next highest was 3,400. Y'all voted for a good intelligence shits. And I gave y'all a good intelligence shits. It's a good talent. Very good talent. Maybe one more intelligence talent. Bandwagon. Polls are polls, man. What can I say? In terms of some polls, it's like, okay, I'm gonna do this. In terms of other polls, it's like, what do y'all think? But it's like, you know, I think sometimes though people do take the polls too hard. It's like if I say, should we kill Silent Heart and gut it completely? And like the polls are like 20,000 to 3,000. It's like, does that mean we completely nerf Silent Heart to the ground and no one can ever use it again? Like, no. Right? Like, you see what I mean? Your eyes like, yes, even though the polls voted for it. Doesn't mean that's always what motherfuckers gonna do. Sometimes it's just like, well, what does the public think about Silent Heart? And then like, what do comp think about it? What do testers think? And it's like, okay, let's find the distinction and the difference. Sometimes it's like comp thinks it's like bad, like regular players think it's busted, right? So it's like, okay, it's a noob stomper, but it's not good at a competitive level. Nerf the noob stomping, right? But buff it in like competitive ways. And then there you go, like two sides are made a little bit more happy. However, a lot of people get lost in the details and don't understand like how much a number change can really change something up. A 2 minutes medium is so shit now. I don't think it's trash. I still think it's pretty solid. Might have been things that power crept it, but I still think it's pretty good. I'll never think it's bad though. Come on, shit is crazy. But it definitely caught some nerfs. A lot of people, there's people, like I said, it's both sides of the spectrum. People are like, dude, we need more nerfs. Too much of 2 minutes medium. I'm like, bro, you know how many nerfs the 2 minutes medium has gotten? We can go over it. Stronghold reduced from 20% to 5%. Reduction in stone, obfuscation nerf. You have also nerf to Master's Flourish, removal, return to Dark Ages, exhaustion and shoulder bash nerf. Hella, I knew the 2 minutes medium motherfuckers ran that. See, I mean, there's a lot of pretty big nerfs, I'd say. Like direct nerfs to those sorts of builds. Vigil Sentinel too, I guess. Vigil Sentinel. Sure. It's just that the biggest thing is that medium is like, it's just fundamentally very sound, and so it's like you can nerf like the extra things, and I still think it'll be good. But like people want to like trash, and it's like, bro, come on, man. Twin Cleave dodge on nerfs. Twin Cleave did not dodge the nerf. I forgot that too. I nerfed Twin Cleave too. It did literally like 40 damage sometimes. I nerfed the first hit by 50% damage. Twin Cleave got nerfed too, bro. Like, don't cap. Over like my time as a dev, I've nerfed a 2 minutes medium a ton. And I think to a lot of like casuals, they don't see that. They're like, oh, it's still crazy. And it's like, maybe the person you're fighting, silly thought, maybe they're just pretty good with the build and fundamentally very sound with their mechanics, even on a much more nerfed version of their build. I don't know what to say, bro. There's only so much you can fucking nerf until it's like you're purposely gutting something, and it's like, even that's like, bro, maybe he's just good with a 2 minutes medium and you lost to a better player. But no, it's too busted. It's like, come on, man. People never want. It's like sometimes like I'm looking at it, it's like, what needs a nerf, you know? And it's like, but tell me this, like this needs nerf. Is like, bro, this shit got nerfed already nerfed like 3 different times. And even then, people are still saying it's not enough. It's like, dog, I don't know what to tell you. People who never admit their opponent is better. Right. I mean, it's like, that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people, like, you know, they blame, like, oh, this is busted. But it's like, to a certain extent, it's like, sometimes somebody can just be really good at a specific build. Some people are, like, demon on cheese builds, and, like, that's all they play, but they're really good at that cheese build. You can say it's easier to play, but it's like, bro, there's also a certain level of like, yo, like, you know, there's some builds that like bypass that, but there's also a certain level of like, yo, like, the guys, he was just able to, he parried better, and he was able to out like offense you, you know what I mean? What's your favorite part of being a dev? Favorite part of being a developer? That's a good one. I kind of like everything. Favorite part though, I like, I definitely do like making content though. It's very fun. It's also fun, you know, it was fun to see the repercussions of your actions. Okay, let me explain. And some people might take that out of context. But I think it's super interesting, even though this was unintended. I thought like, when I dropped Championscape, I thought it was just going to be like everything else. Like, someone's going to figure it out, it's just leaked. I never expected someone to just start gatekeeping that shit. That surprised me. I was like, what? Gatekeeping? In Deepoke in 2025? You know, let's see how this plays out. Let's see how this plays out, man. I'm so curious, because I was originally just going to be like, you know what? Hey, nobody's figuring it out. I'm just going to put in, like, if you solo Titus, you get it. Somebody then figured it out. I was like, well, I guess I can't really... Somebody figured it out. So, you know what? Let's just see what happens. And then, Yeah, bro. They got fucking hella rich. I was like, damn, that's crazy. And even then, it's like, I think a lot of people are disappointed that it wasn't even like a crazy. I see like motherfuckers are like, damn, like it's not even that big of a deal. And it's like, it's interesting. It's very interesting seeing how like people can spin something to be like appear. Like there are people trading unobtainables for that shit. I'm like, unobtainables? No. That's just like it shows the desperation of people. They're like, to really have access. Like when I think the biggest thing about Deep right now is that like when everything is super known and everything is detailed down to the formula. Look at those videos, Deep Info. They have the damn little parabola, the graph of like the scaling and shit. But when something is known by few but not by everybody really wants to be in the few. You feel me? It's like, what? I'll give you one unobtainable and 20 moon's eyes to tell me this. Everybody wants to feel included, right? Because when everything's super known and like there's like that, oh well, these guys know but you don't. Hella people are like, whoa, I want to know. Same thing with look at in the history of debugging, consistent theme. Look at Contractor. That's the earliest example, bro. The tester who knew it, hella niggas hated his ass. Hella niggas. You can go back and look. Their motherfuckers were treating him like Hitler, bro. Dead ass. Look at the damn. You could look up his name, bro. Motherfuckers hated this nigga, bro, for gatekeeping because it was a very cool looking oath and it was secret and they couldn't have access to it. And that made boy, if there's one thing to get motherfuckers mad, it is definitely gatekeeping, right? Definitely gatekeeping. And it was funny too. I was looking at time. There was like. People were thinking that like Exotic Hide was a part of it, and they're like, Agamatsu added something that only people who play in his events can get. Agamatsu, and I'm like, I'm just laughing at these niggas. I was like, no. They're fooling y'all. They got y'all, man. Holy shit. So interesting to watch that. That's definitely I couldn't believe it. They not only got hella motherfucking value off that, they even tricked the motherfucking community into thinking. They made fake recipes and shit. They played these niggas like a fucking song, like a violin. Damn, it was entertaining to watch. I can't lie. Chat, I did that once as a tester. Remember back then? I was the seer surgeon. Look it up. I think my name is still that in the trading Discord. The seer surgeon. So I had to watch it. I had to see how it played out. I played niggas like a fool, bro. Oh, seer's gonna get a crazy buff. It's traded all my shit. Guess what? You know what the crazy thing is though? I knew that, and at the time, niggas didn't know what Seer did. Niggas didn't know. They didn't. I traded like, oh, I'll give you Umbral Knight Forgotten Gladius for your Seer Forgotten Gladius. They're like, oh, go ahead. They were so happy. I'll give you all my Seer weapons. I took this nigga's entire fucking Seer thing, bro. Entire shit. Yeah, like 10 of them. I'll give you the extras. I don't even need these. Oh, you didn't need these. Bam, they see the buff. Boom! Boom! Hella value. I trade that shit. I made all this value. All this value. I got all these little nice ass. What? Seer's crazy now. Trade that bitch. Made so much fucking bank off that hoe, bro. So much bank off that hoe, bro. Yeah, it was insider trading. What's he gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it, man? It was a good video. Great video, bro. I love doing that shit. Great video. But no, like, anyway, as I was saying though, yeah, number one thing I loved about scripting, definitely the content. It's fun to make the content. It's fun to try and figure out, try and fix bugs too, actually. Very, very challenging some of them. It's like, when I figure it out, shoosh! So nice. So nice. But yeah, for people asking if I'm gonna keep adding shit like that, but like I said, we'll probably get one like super secret crafting recipe. I'll probably make it easier to get next time for Ceramide. But besides that, like, bro, there's like a few items that are that rare, bro. Like, what do you think about my bounce score on the player economy? I need to read that. I haven't seen that. Thanks for 279. Have you seen the energy with viscosity and parasol plant? Let me tell my homie about that real quick again. How to type that out. Alright, let me see what you said about player economy. Where'd you write it? Oh, okay, let me look. Some Mozilla words that make you. Have I gatekept something, chat? I don't think I've ever gatekept something, though. I did insider trading. That makes me, Nancy Pelosi. Sorry, chat. Some of y'all don't even know who that is. No, but, whatever. Do you plan on making yourself dev specs? No. I like making dev specs for other people. For me, nah. At the bare minimum, at the most, I would make something rare and then use it for video. But in terms of making myself like an actual fleshed out spec, no, I don't think I would. It's kind of a waste of time for me, at least. I got shit I gotta be grinding out, man. There's other shit I can be doing. But if it's a spec that other people and most people can either A, get, B, it's a rare ass item, sure, that's like the highest level of what I'll do. Like a spec, it would just be obtainable by the player, either through events or it's rare. But in terms of like making like a I mean, some people fuck with specs, or if it's a dev, but like, I feel like a lot of people will get mad at me too. They're like, Agamatsu's making specs for himself when he should be working on the game. Which, you know. But yeah, no, for specs though, when it comes down to it, while I just love the idea. My favorite idea of all is just regular Joe players. Not even comp, not mods, not tester, not dev. Regular Joes having specs. My favorite idea. Because it makes it feel like, yes, you have a chance to earn a spec. That's the biggest thing I love about my events. Even there'll be comp motherfuckers join, motherfuckers in mod guilds, and it'll just be like a random Joe in Fart Guild who names himself 6'7" King of Ohio. Like, that's like, okay, yes, you get the spec and shit. You know what I mean, right? Like, it kind of bridges that gap, because I feel like there's always been I feel like for the average Joe, there's always been a gap, you know, in terms of row clout, Roshan. Yeah, you know, you have like Dev, Tester, Mod, CC. But then you look at the average green name, the average Joe, they're just sitting there watching. Well, what if you don't have to watch anymore? And actually, no, I should have fucking clarified. That is my favorite thing to do as a dev. That is for sure my favorite thing. Content, yes, okay. Watching the consequence of my actions, sure. But the real favorite thing I love is just like, bro, I love doing those events, man. They're so fucking fun. Fun to watch, fun to set up. And I think it's also just fun to engage in. I ask multiple people, they hella enjoy those 100, even though it's laggy as shit. Bro, you ask most people, they're like, dude, that was so, I fucking love doing that 100 player and layer 2. It's like, that's great. You have people who constantly want to hop in and try and earn that spec. But it's like, some people just also just like, they just fuck with doing it's like, it's a crazy chaotic event, and they enjoyed that. And so it's like, that's what I really love to see. Yeah, the Erebus event, probably my best idea by far. Probably my best idea by far, though. Erebus, taking that out from like the fucking 2020 Deep Oaken archives, bringing it back, and it's like a race to the end. I mean, probably, yeah. And I think that was the first time we ever did like a 100 player event too. By far, definitely my best idea. We ever get an OCE event? This is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna set up an OCE server. It's gonna be OCE. There's gonna be 7 OCE players and 93 NA players. Maybe I have like 20 EU. I'm gonna keep it up. That's what's gonna happen. And guess what? It's probably going to be an NA or EU who wins. Respectfully. It's probably going to be an NA or EU who wins anyway. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. I'm just telling you from experience. Can you get my vote for PP lumen testing? No, I want that to specifically be focused on testing. I don't want any spec tied to it. I don't want any reward tied to it. This is just straight up public testing. Event and like testing out for actual content definitely should be split. Fuck your events hell, even though I wipe most of the time. I think it's nice for people to try and at least attempt it. Bro, I'd wipe all my builds for like a demon like 3-3 spec or something like that. Like, bro, in the grand scheme of things, it's like you can remake a build in like 2-3 days. Spec, that might be a one-time ever opportunity, bro. Some motherfuckers have never gotten a title and never will get it. You know what I mean, chat? For some people, they have one title and that's the only title they will ever get. And so, like, wiping a build in the grand scheme of things, irrelevant. Getting a title and a spec, boy, that could be it. That could be your 15 minutes of fame opportunity. Boom. That's it. All right. But it's your spec, though. It's yours. And maybe like 5-6 other people, but you get what I mean. When you first started scripting, was there anything that helped you? Because I'm trying to get into scripting Luau. The biggest thing, bro, I'm gonna keep it a bean, man. If you know somebody who's also a good scripter, bro, in Luau, and who can like help you like when there's like a brick wall on your way, that's probably one of the fastest ways to like, bro, super nice. A motherfucker who's experienced, especially like a demon backend coder, bro, you learn at your own pace. You got any issues, they can probably teach you as well, bro. That's the biggest thing. Because I got taught by somebody else. But, hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie, you gotta crunch out those YouTube. Hey, at least for the first bit, gotta crunch out those YouTube tutorials, man. Crunch it out. And biggest thing, see if you can do it without referring to the video. See if you can actually like refer and remember the content in the video without like see if you can do it on your own and try something new. Like add something new that isn't in the tutorials. And if you can like still use that shit that you learned from the vids and apply it elsewhere, you've learned it. You're good to go. One hand, two hand gun talents fix when? Fixes? Dex does a lot of fixes for that. As for two-hand gun, one hand gun already has talents. Two-hand gun, maybe. I feel like two-hand gun doesn't really have its own. Actually, no, it has parting gifts. Maybe like one more. I thought about just buffing parting gift to last longer, to be honest. Maybe one more. DMs for Yap. Oh, let me see what you said about changes for the personal economy. You now have the option to pay deep shrines with an idol of Yunshul. TP relics can now be charged with idols and armor needles. Empty TP relic will take not 5 knowledge to use. Crown's made account wide. Crown's made account wide. I don't even know if that could be possible, but it probably would wipe everyone's crowns. Maybe it wouldn't. I don't know. Maybe it wouldn't. Maybe it could be a clean transition. Depends though. It's up to Arc for that one. New TP relic that takes you to paths right Duke Dungeon instance. Oh, Duke Dungeon, yeah. Relieve knowledge progression bottlenecks. The problem is it wouldn't relieve the relic progression bottleneck. I think that's a big issue. Like even if you can pay, okay, you can pay with auto Yunshuls, but like I think the biggest thing is like we need to depart from early. We need to like separate. I mean, almost completely separate early game progression, especially if you're making a pre-shrine build with Moon's Eyes, and honestly any relic. That's my big thing. Feeling you need a relic to prog that early game is what part of it that makes it feel so fucking trash. Because if you don't have one, most people don't want to fucking, like I said, most people don't want to do a fucking power 10 layer 2. You know what I mean? All right, or they need to get something to boost them. That's my biggest thing by far. My birthday, Aga, thanks. What's Rag been up to? Still a busy guy. I want to see War Master stuff? I don't even know. That shit's been in the vault for probably 3 years now, bro. You can't even get knowledge with medallions if you're below power 15. Oh yeah, true, actually. I forgot about that. Yeah, then shit, bro. Better hope your homie has a moon's eye. It's like, bro, what? Yo, I low-key deadass saw about... we'll see. At the end of the day, the biggest thing I'm probably gonna see if I can do is just make it to where, like, it's just knowledge isn't as much of an issue for progging early game. The biggest thing was that it was supposed to be being able to, like, you know, after you're done with your build, but now it's like so prioritized. Maybe not as much because maybe some people are making shrineless builds, but even then, like I said, especially for dual attunement shit, and especially for more advanced stuff, as we get more niche talents and more like advanced shit, like the wisp thing. You know how annoying that was? Probably hella annoying for people to get those fucking wisps and that talent. Yeah, I don't know, that's my biggest thing. I have more ways to get knowledge. I don't think it just be, bro. Like I was just saying from the jump. I think my thing for at least like a verse 2 progression work, you could just pick your talents. I don't know if that's controversial or not. You just pick your talents, bro. No, you wouldn't have the rent. You have like all the cards, like you can pick the cards, maybe even the talent trees, but it's like Shrine of Chance. You can see all the cards. You pick your, but that it's a depot can staple, so. But I'm just saying, we have Mystic to control what you get, right? You have all these different things that basically let you pick it. So why not pick it? Why not pick it? Just throwing that out there, man. I'm just saying, like, but if it's a depot can staple, I get it, right? Whatever. Make it to where you get like fucking a shit ton of knowledge when you do quests. I'm just saying, if we can pick what half the shrine's gonna do, bro, the shrines can still be for, like, for example, changing up your build, or maybe there are new talents that are added. Even then, it's like, if there's a lot of talents that are added over the course of games, like, maybe you want to change up how your build is after it's made. That's my biggest thing. But it's like, the shrines, their purpose originally was like, okay, we could argue there's two things, but the biggest thing was, like, advertised at least, was like, hey, you're able to edit your builds that you've made. Edit them when they were made, right? But for a lot of people, I feel like the bulk of the time, well, you still see people doing that after the fact, but I feel like a bulk of the time that you're spending at these shrines is essentially just trying to finish your build, like, you know, pre-shrine. So, yeah. I think you're wrong about the relic thing. I don't know what to tell you, man. I don't think it'd be that much better using idols. It'd be an extra option, but just make it to where it's bro, just make it to where you just don't need a relic at all. I think that's just much more to the point. Main crowns account wide with fix we're talking about. Crowns account wide. At the end of the day, the main thing is that, like, what I'm hearing is that you still need a end game build to get the requirements to start your next build, and I don't think it should be like that. I think that's the staple. When you make a build, if we're going with this trend of things being like pickable, essentially, right? But it just feels like almost like filler in between. I feel like that filler could be much different instead of just like, you're progging, okay, then you're spending like 10 minutes at the shrine shits trying to get what you want, and you don't have moons that you're cooked. That's already how the game works. I'd say let's cut out the fluff, man. Just cut down the fluff. It's not like having all these like extra bonus things. Game's gonna work like that no matter what. To an extent, equipments and legendaries, sure. But for base progression and getting your talents, we can cut that out. We can get, I feel like for at least like weapons and like, even then, not really. Like a lot of times in progs, maybe if you're Supa and making a legendary prog video, a lot of people, they make their build, then they put on their equipment and their legendary. Most people are just using like the freshy like Providence battle axe until they're power 20. So like I don't know about that one. I feel like a lot of people, it's like you have that stuff. Even then, it's like you can just run. Like a lot of times, it's like you have your starter weapon and your starter armor from start to finish. That's a lot of people, and that in between is a lot of that in between is just I don't say. A Power 20 is not a prog build. I know it's not a completely finished prog build. I'm just saying that Power 20 process, from Power 1 to 20, bro. Let that be without the use or influence of relics as much as possible. Then after the fact, sure. Bell, whatever. But I'm saying that initial prog, bro. I don't want that to be relying on Moon's Eye, man. If you ask most people, that's what they'll tell you. It's my birthday too. Happy birthday. Whole point of relics is to speed it up, bro. Well, yeah, we're kind of an issue where it's like the issue is that I think the big thing is that we've gotten to a point where it's become a staple. It's literally become a staple. And Moon's Eye was added. The reason why I suggested Moon's Eye was to be just a source of knowledge, but not for it to become like a main staple in the sense that you have to use it every time you prog. Like I said, even with comp players, bro. It's like, it doesn't matter what is intended, or I'm thinking about what's now. Bro, you ask a motherfucker right now, oh, would you prog without a Moon's Eye? A lot of people would tell you no, or it'd be shit. Why? Why are we like allowing this to be a thing, bro? Just make it literally just, let's get to the point. You can still have those relics be there to cut out having to do layer 2 and whatnot. It's just, there's less emphasis on them. And it's just like, when you prog a build, you can just kind of essentially get what you want. You still have the prog of needing to get bell, equipment, etc. And maybe even after, like, maybe you, what's it called? You want to change up your talents after the fact, right? And then you need knowledge. But from that power 1 to 20, we shouldn't need crowns, we shouldn't need idols, we shouldn't need Moon's Eyes, none of that. Cut that out, just have it be a base feature of the game. Or echo upgrade or whatever, bro. I just want it to be a base feature. It's like, it would just be so nice. Especially, it's like, bro, especially for the more niche stuff added. It's probably, like I said, it's probably hella annoying having to fucking pick out. Man, that shit sounds tragic, bro. I think people would be a lot more comfortable, even if the job thing was fixed, right? I think it's like if you were just able to pick the mantra and talents you want, and it'd be a lot more like streamlined in that sense. Bro, I feel like it'd be, I don't know, for me at least, I feel like that'd be a lot better. I'm speaking as a player, bro. Otherwise, people would burn out so fast. Bro, people are already burnt out. I don't know how to tell you this. People are already burnt out, Zid. It doesn't matter. Moon's Eyes achieve this. People have grinded out Moon's Eyes, and they're already fucking burnt out of the shits, bro. You know, the thing is, right? You come back after that burnout, and then, oh, well, you haven't been playing for a bit, and you don't have any Moon's Eyes. You see all this new content. Gotta go get some Moon's Eyes first. Fuck that, bro. Nobody wants to do that shit sucks. New players will quit, making an echo upgrade. At least let the freshy experience stay the freshy experience. That'd be echo upgrade. At the end of the day, I'm thinking about the players who've been playing for hundreds of hours. You don't think they would have burnt out by now, bro? This is something for the people who've been playing. These guys have 500, 1,000 hours. Bro, I guarantee you, there's been so many people who've used probably over 20, 30 Moon's Eye tomes. People don't want to use that shit anymore, bro. That is the prog. You're already achieving this. You know the difference is? People have already done this. It's just that they've done it with a Moon's Eye. Every time. Every single time. For like the past 20 progs. Ask most players right now. That is what they're doing. That is what they're doing every single time. Why? Why even keep it? It's not even like, oh, they'd burn out. Brother, these are people who've been playing the game for 1,000 hours. It doesn't matter anymore. They're doing it anyway. Why not just make it a little bit more like the Moon's Eye part, at least, bro, for the beginning of prog, the beginning. This is for returning players, not freshy. They're gonna get burnt out. Let it be an echo upgrade. At least that's a one-time, you know what I'm saying, right? Echo upgrade. Bro, it shouldn't be like a crown, bro. Even that is like it's still You're just adding on like it's like why have all? It's like extra fluff. I just feel like you're kind of. It's just like Moon's Eyes, but like slightly easier. It's like, okay, if makes the burden more spread out. I don't know, man. I just don't see it. I don't see a point. I'd rather crowns just be have like actual extra things. I'd rather idols just stay like instead of okay, well now it's also you need Moon's Eyes or idols for prog. It's like why not just have like base prog just be base prog. Idols can retain their purpose of being the bell or escape depths. We give it, you know what I'm saying? Maybe some scaling, right? Maybe the idols, what's it called? Maybe idols become a little bit more impactful. It makes wiping less impactful. I don't know how to tell you this. People already are able to make wiping less impactful. The people you think it matters to, it already doesn't matter to them. I hope you realize that. It doesn't matter. You know why? Because these guys have 50 Moon's Eyes in their fucking bank. It doesn't matter to so what's the difference? You know the difference is? To those guys, it already doesn't matter. Look at, there's a guy named 32 Seller. Literally was at his prime, making depths ganking builds every single day. Every single day. You know what the difference is? He had a Moon's Eye. He had Moon's Eye. He already did this. This is already achievable in the game. No more new players? Make it an echo upgrade. Make it an echo upgrade. I'm just saying it's like, how are you going to say it's going to like, oh, it's burnout. It's going to, people can do this. This is literally happening. Ask every player, do you use a Moon's Eye when you prog? 90% ratio, yes. This is already a thing. This is already a thing. Ask chat right now. These are not fucking high trip. These are guys who have hella hours. They're not comp. They already use fucking Moon's Eyes, bro. It already doesn't matter. It already is. There's already been an inflation. Everyone does it. Hell, bro, people have fucking. If you don't have it, it feels ass. And so people have like these like huge stockpiles of them. Huge stockpiles of them. Bro. And when it's either like you have a huge stockpile or it feels shit because you don't have one. And you like, if you're trying to make a fucking wisp build, it's like you want to fucking blow your brains out. You can't have like more of these, try and go more of these like different, more niche builds because you don't have this fucking, it's like, why, bro? I just don't see the point. People will not pick up, that is such exaggeration of doom and fucking gloom. New players wouldn't stop playing the game, bro. I can guarantee you that. You know what the truth is, Ig? Most people will get past the little cycle of like new player-ish in like 100, 200 hours, sure. You know what the next 500 to 600 hours was? Using a Moon's Eye tome and getting the same build you want every fucking time. What do you mean? People can already get exactly what they want. You know what the difference is? When you have a Moon's Eye, it's extremely easy. When you don't have a Moon's Eye, it fucking sucks, especially when it sucks the most when you've played the game so much. It sucks hella when you already have played the game for so long, and it's like, now you still need a fucking Moon's Eye, bro. And it's like, and if for the people saying like, oh, well, get a Moon's Eye, it's easy, then if it's so easy, then why not just make it base? Whatever it is, I don't care, bro. I'm just saying, when a motherfucker comes back to deep and they haven't been playing for how long and they don't have a Moon's Eyes, they want to fucking blow their brains out, and that's bad. I don't care. That's bad. It's painful for these people who've been playing. That's the point of this change. To address people who've been playing. The freshie one, we can find a way. And if the freshie shits, what's it called? If the freshie shits, we need to add whatever it takes to save the freshie experience, sure. And I understand it's a staple. I get that. It can be a timer thing, whatever it is. I don't give a fuck. At the end of the day, I don't care. This is coming from a player, not dev Agamatsu. Player Agamatsu, tester, YouTuber. I don't like having to use a fucking Moon's Eye to prog. It's that simple, bruh. And I feel like a lot of people are either used to it because they have 500 of them, and when they don't have it, it feels like shit. That's just a bad avenue. A bad avenue. To have it, like, it's basically one or the other. You don't really find many people who are like, oh, well, I mean, You don't really need a moon's eye. You can do a layer 2. Nobody says that. And I do think there's like certain things where not everybody's going to be correct about certain shits. But it's like, brother, I think it's like one of the core things that is leading to people who come back to the game feeling like shit when they see all this new content and try to make a build and they don't have a moon's eye. That is one of my core things. When we're talking about people coming back to the game, but not new, back. I'm talking the 30, 40K people we once had coming back to the game, and half them don't have a moon's eye, and they see all this new content. It's not gonna feel, oh, well, you can go get an idol if you're unsure. Just go do enmity, man. I'm gonna fucking blow my brains off if I hear that shit coming back after a year. Fuck that. Well, you can do Ethron for crowns, and Parasol gives you crowns. Go do crowns. Fuck that, man. No, I'm not doing that shit. I ain't doing no damn Parasol or Ethron, man. I want to prog and make the new build. Bruh. I want to prog and make the new builds. They don't have the idols and crown. The people who played back then, they don't, bro. I just don't think it makes sense to be like, okay, well, if I'm rich and I have this many hours and I've spent most of that time doing the shits, it's like, bro, even people who currently play feel that way, bro. Literally go ask Seller. Guy who was once motherfucker doesn't have the damn moon's eyes. He's like, well, I can't prog. Well, why can't you prog, bro? I don't have a moon's eye. Okay. you can prog, but I'm just saying. At the very core. At the very core. It's like, I mean, I'm not exactly opposed. Like, yeah, it could be a knowledge increase, or there's different ways to do it, whatever. I'm just saying, like, if it just feels like so many, like, we're trying to avoid what is like the core thing, bro. Like it just doesn't feel good. And I just remember that as a player too. It just didn't feel good, bro. I always had moon's eyes on me. Don't get twisted, but it's like, I know that if I didn't have one, it's like, bro, it just wouldn't feel great. The core thing that's being avoided is adding new prog content. I mean, that could always be added. Your screen got better, by the way. Good job. Thanks. It's okay. Adding new prog content is only really a temporary solution. At the end of the day, bro, I just want to be able to, I just want people to feel like, I don't want it to feel like a general sentiment that when you prog, you need a moon's eye. Like, I feel like, I just hate that that's a general sentiment. That feels so ass. If people say prog is slow, okay, at least you can be like, well, you know, right? You can at least combat with, like, different methods. But it's like, bro, like, when I hear people say, like, oh, well, like, you don't need it. It's like these, when it comes to trying to make these, like, fucking super, like, the less, like, streamlined builds, it feels fucking shit. And no one wants to get boosted doing fucking, like, bro. It's a temp solution that would last 4 years. If you have more, if you can elaborate on something that would last 4 years, feel free. I'm gonna keep it a bean with you, bro. Debo can drop, bro, brand new game, and people were already saying shit was getting dry. Even with a brand new game, 4 or 5 months in. So maybe. Even layer 2, bro. Layer 2 after like 4 or 5 months. All this extra shits. Current prog has lasted 4 years. If you want to make that claim, feel free. I don't know if I'd agree. I feel like people were arguing about fucking issues with it. People still played for 4 years. I guarantee you it wasn't because of the prog. I'm telling you that right now. It was not because of the prog. I think you can maybe say the combat lasted 4 years. PvE maybe, but the prog, I guarantee you that's not one of the things people refer to when they think why. Like, oh, well, why do you think Deboken has lasted so long? Oh yeah, the prog has lasted 4 years. Who is saying that? Respectfully, I don't know. I'm saying that. I'll keep it a bean. They didn't stop playing? Yeah, but like I'm just trying to say is like when you say that the prog lasted 4 years, it's like when you ask more people, the prog isn't the reason why they kept playing the game, right? If you took out something that they didn't like, if you took out the main reason why, the prog's not keeping them. That's what I'm trying to say. Like the build making, the PvP, the PvE, but it's never really been the prog. Even from verse 1, it's never really been the prog. Real talk. Maybe for the first few months of verse 1, and maybe you could argue from the first few bits of verse 2. Past those points, I don't know. Even with like, I mean, we could see, like I said, if it can somehow keep it refreshing for 4 years, sure. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm just saying, I think at the end of the day, especially with just how like the mindset of most people who play this game is, and might be for a bit, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I think for the most part, it's always gonna be prog is an ends to a mean. Like it's a you're trying to get to the end. That's like the goal, right? The enjoyment you get throughout it, that's a bonus for a lot of people, not the core reason you play. And so if this new prog is super fun, that's cool. But at the end of the day, always remember that's not going to be the core reason they play this game. That's going to be a bonus. And if it is super slow, that bitch better be fucking Sekiro when you play. Otherwise, what the fuck? Why'd they make prog 5 times slower? I don't give a fuck. I want to make my new Crypt Blade build. What the fuck did they do to this game? I feel like you're going to have a lot of people running into that, man. A lot more than you think. So we'll see. It could be the core reason they leave this game. I'm not disagreeing. I do think prog can lead to that. But it would need to be the most demonic prog ever for it to actually have substantial enough time put into it to make a difference and make it feel different. B, last long enough to where it's like it actually has like a meaningful like story to like start to finish. That's my big thing. We're losing players because the game doesn't focus on reasons players leave the game. I think at the core of it, there's a lot of different things you could argue for players leaving. My biggest thing though is just like I'm looking at all the past data, and my biggest word would be like, would this actually like lead to long-term people staying, or would it just be another case of, oh, okay, it's cool for the first few months, and then 6 months later we're back to, this is too slow, can you speed it up again? And we're in the same cycle where that time could have been put into fucking Central Luminant. I don't fucking know. You see what I mean? Bad progression, bad in-game reason, and reason players are burnt out. This is why we got 2K players. I'm just saying, bro. I think it's like progression, bro. We'll have to see. I'd have to see, like, it'd have to be an amazing idea, like I said. I don't think it's impossible. It's like, I'm just thinking like, yes, I feel like people would be like, okay, new prog, right? They'd engage with the system, and I feel like I said, past a few months, you would have people spouting kind of the same things about how I feel about like the brand new prog. If you can drop at least like 1 or 2 core ideas for it. I think the coolest one that we were talking about was like getting like the rare talents from like the quests and whatnot, and then like you get your shits. We could put that effort towards size and people don't come back to play because he does nothing for the end game, or the player telling me they don't want a prog. That's not what I'm talking about though, bro. You know what I mean? I'm thinking like, I'm literally thinking like verse 2. You saw what the stream was about, right? I'm just saying. There's a difference. There's a pretty big difference in terms of what could be focused on. Like what was never added, actual furthering PvP endgame. It's not gonna last forever. People will get bored. That's probably more preachy. Yeah, I know. But I'm just saying, like, would this that's what I'm saying, like, would this progression rework even be something that's worth putting, like, to make it as good, it would need to be good, I'm assuming, right? It can't just be some slight shit. I'm just saying, like, what I need to hear an idea. At least give me a base, because I've heard some ideas and it's like I feel like that'd be cool at first. 4 or 5 months later, it's boring, and it's like we put all this time into making this, like, fleshed out, newer or different prog just for us to end up in a similar state. That would kind of feel shit. That's my main worry. My main worry would be like, all this time, and then it's like a fucking upside down U. We're like back to the shits. That is fine. Is it? Wouldn't, if you don't do that, nobody's coming back? I don't know. I mean, I feel like there's definitely some things you could bring back, motherfuckers, without having to change at prog. My biggest thing is, like, is this a core staple? And what would this even be effective? Those are my two worries. You put all this time into ward events. There wasn't a lot of time put into ward events, bro. You know this. There wasn't that much time put into ward events. And compared to layer 2, night and day. Then Titus, even Titus comparatively, no, not even close. Not even close. Like, you can't even compare the two. I worked on Titus for 2 weeks and that loot was fleshed out. Layer 2, now that's pushing it. Layer 2, that you could argue layer 2 changed up prog a ton. Shrine of Order changed up a lot of things. You could remake essentially your build at the end of your prog. I feel like that's a very big fundamental change to progression. And even that, after 4 or 5 months, we had similar player numbers almost to what we had now. So that's why I'm like, well, like, what is it didn't play second round for 2 years. I'm just wondering, like, was that really the reason why people stuck around? I'm trying to argue, is like, I don't know if it really did that much. Like, here, I'll show you what I mean, bro. It's like, I'm just trying to wonder, is like, is that really? I just feel like there's at least stronger avenues we could try and attack. Like a new luminant, I feel like would be way more impactful. Or a new PvP endgame, I feel like that'd be a better focus. Like, this is what I mean. Hold on. Bro, look. This is layer 2. Hella progression changes. You could argue completely change progression forever. And a lot of people are like, oh yeah, this is the reason why I love Deep. And it's like, bro, we like dipped down. And then we got Holotide, Iron Sing, and K1 popped off here, and there was like a ton of new attunement, like things that we've never seen before, attunement paths and whatnot. I'm trying to say, like, it would have to be, in my opinion, like, progression rework. I'd say more progression addition, maybe equivalent to Shrine of Order in terms of addition. You could maybe argue, like, Shrine, even though it didn't have a lot of people here, it allowed these pieces of content to flourish more because, more build making opportunities. If it's addition, perhaps, but rework, I don't know. That's because then the game was lacking content like Mr. Titus or Semery to keep him interested. Need both. Switches. Need both. Do it again. I don't know. We'll see. I just feel like even with this, it's like this wasn't even necessarily a rework. It was like you add Shrine of Order, but at the end of the day, what you did outside of Order and Shrines very much stayed the same. I think when people think rework, they think like, oh, I'm not gonna be like fucking killing the Thresher anymore, or like putting in points. It's like I'm trying to ask you, like, what would be this like huge core change that's as big as being able to edit your builds? Something that was never done before. Unless it's literally like swapping points. You need both things. People are going to care about the other. I'd say if you're talking about progression rework, honestly, I disagree. I think if it was like you had a new luminant or a new layer and there's a furthering of like getting your Bell evolution, you'd probably see like a 30, 40, 50k player count and a good amount of people on for a bit. Rework fundamentally changing, I need ideas. Because to me, that just sounds like you're talking about add more to the build or more options to the build and expand on what already exists. You said rework, core changes. What core change? The only one I've ever heard or talked about was like, you pick your talents, you can do the rare quest. And it's like that, I feel like that's not changing a lot. I thought that'd be cool, and I personally, I do want that, but it's like, that doesn't sound like the big core change that's like, as big as like fucking being able to edit your builds. Do you know what I mean? Or like Shrine. And even that, I don't even know if there could be like another Shrine of Order like thing without fucking breaking the game's balance. Jobs have been a core change. We need jobs built up with real content. Jobs. Yeah, I agree. But if I'm talking like what is your idea of like a very core fundamental shits? Music. This is what chat's saying. Increases them for doing tough things at a large average become mob and player. Could be done. We need to echo quest sounds to people for a reason to explore the world and flesh out their characters. Yes, but like I'm asking like what is the like the prog stuff that is like the big change that, you know what I'm saying? Okay. Well, like I said, that's for stuff like that, that just sounds like, honestly, when it comes to core prog reworks, that doesn't sound like core prog reworks, that just sounds like additions or content additions, right? It's adding on to a build, but I think that's very different than something like a core progression change entirely. But if you're talking about additions, okay. I just feel like they're almost like two different things. That's like endgame additional add-ons, right? Bell is part of prog, don't get it twisted, you can argue it is, but I'm thinking in terms of like power 1 to 20 and then maybe just conflicting definitions, perhaps. I'm thinking like it's just like I'd rather just have like the additions, to be honest, than like trying to think of another core idea to prog that could potentially make it worse. Only thing is like, yeah, jobs need more. Like that's not, in my opinion, that's not an entire rework. Narrative multi-part jobs, some new NPCs and Strategic Echo, that's a prog rework to me. Sure. If that's prog rework, then yeah, that could be nice. I think I actually did ask and talked about we're talking about prog stuff, and I was telling him I think what would be much better as an idea would be like even one-time completion quests that give you multiple points or like hella EXP. That's like, you know, you kind of do it when I'm done, and so like you could do the quests and, you know, have this thing, or you could, you know, you still have the option to do like jobs or random events, PvP, right? As for the quest for the rare talents, though, I'm not opposed. It just depends on, because that also came in. Keep in mind that also came with the idea of, bro, that was the original claim I was making, bro. Just like removing the RNG and picking talents, and you just You're just able to pick your talents and mantras. That was the idea with that, no? There should be echo quests. You shouldn't have to do that every time I build. Are you talking about the rare tones? Or are you talking about like the quests that give you more, like a level of EXP or whatever? Okay, you still have to roll for them for the rare talent. Okay. Yeah, I always did like how the bulletproof quest was. I'm just thinking in terms of like a prog rework. I think Prime that'd be kind of cool. Would be like you unlock your rare talents through quests, and then like you can just pick them after. And so there's like a bunch of different quests you can do. And like prog is just like you just pick your shits, and then maybe have like the other quests that like give you the EXP to get like those quests to give you the shits. It's kind of like in, you have like, you know, in New Vegas almost. You know what I mean? You have like those bigger quests. That'd be kind of nice. So you have like an option almost. It's not like, I mean, technically it would be changing, but you still have like, you can still do jobs. You can still like randomly farm in the depths. Happy Conceivement Day, thanks. We have them like that actually, do we? The Shrine of Courage gives you 1 level for investment points. Yeah, no, I literally told Ark that today. I was like, yo, like we could use more things like that. I think that's kind of cool. Alright, chat. I think for now I'm probably gonna call it a day here. Probably gonna get back to working on the shits and see what happens, but I hope we get this update. I really want to get this testing out before I leave. So be on the lookout. Like I said, I definitely need 50 of you guys. Besides that, yeah. I'll be catching you guys later, right? Thank you, see, yep. Catch y'all later. Peace.